Hey, so hi everybody, and welcome to another day of Pushin Pawns. Like I said on today, Friday, because like I said on Monday, we are going to be having a special guest. And I meant to ask you before we started, is Zaria how you pronounce your name?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, today we have Miss Zaria Taylor, and her camera's not working, so you guys aren't going to be able to see her today. But maybe next session we'll get that worked out. And so
To be
yeah, today we're
honest, to be honest,
sorry.
I think I turned on my green screen so I can put bricks or a room. But to be honest, I think that's the reason why it's like that now. So I'm trying to turn off my green screen.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's fine, really. It doesn't, it's not that big of a deal necessarily, unless you just wanted it to be on. Um,
I
but
wanted to.
yeah, so, oh, okay. Um, well, try stopping your camera. Like, go back to the StreamYard screen and then try stopping your camera and then restarting it.
How do I do that?
What's y'all? That's what I tried before I left. That's why I said you need to just go ahead and do it the way it. Because, see, that's what I did before we left.
Ah.
And then start.
Okay.
It's still black for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. We're probably going to just have to figure it out at a later time because I don't know what's going on. But let me share my screen really quick so that you can see. Okay, so pretty much like I told you, we're gonna go, pretty much over the basics. And then after that, then we can set you up a chess.com account and then we can play games or stuff like that. So yeah. Huh? Also, if you have any questions, you can definitely stop me or just ask them or anything like that. So just to make sure that we're clarifying everything.
Okay.
So the first thing here
Wait.
is
Miss Aja, can I see if I can leave the studio and then come back?
Of course.
See if that works.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, y'all. I had to go get my notes and stuff because I be wanting to make sure that I'm saying it right. And so you guys, I do know that normally we do these every Monday and Friday at 7:00 p.m. But as you've seen, we are having a special guest today, so we had to be considerate of her time as well. Because I believe that she has something to do, but yeah. But so we might be having further sessions, me and Zaria, and so if we do, then we will have them at 4:30. We got started a little bit later today due to technical difficulties, but normally me and Zaria's sessions, if we are going to continue to have them, they're going to be at 4:30. So 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. And then if it's just going to be me, it's going to be 7:00 p.m. Mondays and Fridays. So yeah, I hope you guys are, having a good day or whatever. Thank you guys for tuning in. And like I was saying last time, make sure that y'all comment and everything, so we can have conversations and stuff. But hi guys, I can see you guys now.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, this is Zaria, and I will be teaching her how to play chess and stuff like that. So, how's your day been today?
It has been really good.
Yes. What grade are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm in 4th grade.
Oh. Okay. So let me just go ahead and share my screen again. Okay, so can you see what I'm sharing, like the chessboard and everything?
Yes.
Okay. So, aside from the pawn, there's the board, and the board has a total of 64 squares. So that's 32 black squares and then 32 white squares. Now, I'm not too sure if you can see like the letters and the numbers, but the letters and the numbers are pretty much like the first and last name of each of the squares. So the first name or the letter technically is called a file. So these are this is the A file, the B file, the C file, D file, all the way through H. And then the ranks or the numbers or the last name, so the numbers or the last name are called ranks. So the third rank 4, rank 5, rank 6, rank 7, rank 8. And so when you name a square on the chessboard, you always want to say the letter first and then the number, or the file first and then the rank, however you want to think about it. So this pawn right here is on C2. Okay, this pawn right here is on H2. This pawn right here is on F7, and then this pawn right here is on C7. Okay, do you get what I'm saying as far as that, like the numbers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And so then, let's see. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much it with the board. So the A through D file, A through D, that is the queen side of the board, and then E through H, that is the king side of the board. Once we, have all the pieces set up together, you'll see more of why that is. But pretty much the queen stand on her color, and so the white queen is gonna, stand on the D file, and then black king is gonna stand on the white king, sorry, is gonna stand on the E file. And so that's pretty much just the left side of the board is the queen, right side is the king. And then rank 1 through 4, that is the white side of the board, and then 5 through 8 is black side of the board. And pretty much that's just because, white starts on the second rank, black starts on the 7th rank, so black and white side of the board. And also, I have been told that I talk fast, and I know that I talk fast. So, if you need me to slow down, just, let me know. Okay, so that's pretty much it with the board. So now we're going to get into the pawns themselves. So that's what these are right here. Pawns are able to move 2 squares on their first move, so they can move up to 2 squares on their first move, or they can choose to move 1 square at a time on their first move. It all depends, but that's only on their first move. And so then, let's see, pawns are worth a total of 1 point. And then they move vertically. They cannot go backwards, but they only move up, and they attack diagonally. So let me show you that. Okay, let's see. This one has to go here. Pawns attack diagonally. Okay, but they're not allowed to go back.
So if you want to do en passant, you would have to do it diagonally?
Yes, and let me I'm glad you brought that up because I always forget to go over that. Actually, let me just let this play out because there is a section of en passant. Okay, so right there. So en passant is pretty much when you decide, okay, so coming from your rank, so the second rank, white's rank or whatever, if you decide not to challenge the opposing pawn towards you, then that pawn can still take you. And so what I mean by that is if you decide, because as they attack diagonally, if you decide to skip to 2 squares or move 2 squares instead of 1, then your opponent can still capture you using en passant. Okay, so yeah, it still is diagonal, just to answer your question. Pawns are the only piece that attack differently from how they move. So yeah, there's that. And so yeah, once again, pawns are worth 1 point, and they move vertically. They cannot go backwards, and they attack diagonally. Do you have any questions on the pawns before we move forward? Okay. So the bishop, okay, and you did say that you're kind of, pretty much the basics and stuff like that. So I'm kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but okay. So bishops move diagonally. Bishops are worth a total of 3 points. And so yeah, so okay. So and then bishops always start by the king and the queen. So yeah, they can move as far diagonally as they can see, or as far as they want, however you want to phrase it or whatever. So just to keep up with the letters and the numbers, the bishop on C1 moved to H6, and then the bishop on F8 is going to capture the bishop on H6 by moving back. And then another thing is unless you have, oh, that I didn't go over that. Okay, so unless you have done pawn promotion, you shouldn't have two bishops of, let me see, two bishops of your bishops should not be on the same color unless you pawn promoted. I hope that made sense. And so pretty much what pawn promotion is once you reach the end of your opponent's board, let's see. Once you reach the end of your opponent's rank, then you should, or you can pawn promote. And me personally, that's what I always do. And so pawn promotion, you can promote your pawn to any of the power pieces, meaning a queen, a knight, a bishop, a rook. Yeah. And so me personally, I like to do a queen just because, she's the most versatile piece, and a few other reasons and stuff like that. But yeah, unless you pawn promote and make another, then you shouldn't have two bishops, two of your bishops. Okay, so yeah, just to reiterate, bishops are worth 3 points. They move diagonally. They also attack, and they always start on opposite colors. So you should have one of your bishops on a white color square, and then another one of your bishops on a darker color square. You have any questions on the bishop?
Yes, I actually do. So for the bishop, did you say it can move diagonally any number of squares it wants? Well, any number of squares it goes, it can
Yes.
go? Okay.
So they attack diagonally. Of course, it's not necessarily smart. So, okay, let's say moving from C1 to H6 isn't necessarily a smart decision because you just put yourself under attack, but it still can move there. So as far as it wants, as far as you can see, is as far as it can go. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Any other ones before we go on?
No.
So yeah, those were the pawn. That was the pawn and then the bishop. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the queen. So, okay, so the queen, like I was saying, the queen always starts on her color. So as you can see, the white queen is going to start on the white colored square, and the black queen is going to start on the darker colored square, the black square. And so they always start on the D file, and that's why A through D is the queen side of the board. So now, some people we haven't went into the rook yet, but just I guess it's kind of a way to remember. A lot of people like to say that the queen is a combination of the bishop and the rook, which it is, but that's how they remember it. And that's pretty much because the queen is able to move side to side, up and down, and diagonal. Okay, so it can move pretty much any way on the board as far as it wants, as far as it can see. So yeah, and they attack in the same way that they move. So let's see, if I wanted to move the queen from D1, so the pawn first, but then if I want to move the queen from, okay, let me do that again. Okay, so the pawn is going to move from A4 to A5, and then because it's in the line of crossfire for the queen, the black queen is going to come and capture the pawn, okay? And so like I said, they move diagonally, vertically, horizontally. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so side to side, up and down, and then diagonally. And also the queen is worth a total of 9 points. So, yeah. They attack diagonally, but they also attack vertically and horizontally, but there was just no pieces there to do that. So yeah, do you have any questions on the queen?
No, I don't.
So now, okay, so the king. Now the king is the most valuable piece on the board. It's essentially priceless. It doesn't have a number of points that it's worth, but it's worth the entire game, if that makes sense. So if you lose your king, then you lose the game.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. But okay, and so then also, because queens like to match, kings are always on their opposite color. So the white king is going to start on the darker colored square, and then the black queen is going to start on the lighter colored square. And so with that, that's why E through H is the king side of the board. And so also when the kings move, the kings are able to move just like the queen. They're able to move any direction on the board. However, they can only move one square at a time. Okay, so if I wanted to move to E2 or move from E1 to E2, that's the only place I can go. I can't move more than one square at a time. And another thing, kings aren't allowed to be side by side. So if I wanted to move the white king to E4, I can't move the black queen, or sorry, the black king to E5, to D5, to anything anywhere near the king because kings can't be next to each other. So you can't capture your opponent's king using your king.
I'm just asking, why can't the kings be next to each other?
I don't really have an answer for that. I don't really know, honestly. I guess it's just one of those, rules as far as chess goes. They just can't be next to each other. So kind of similar to how, they don't have a number as far as how much they're worth. That's just a rule, I guess. So yeah, I don't really have a direct answer, but that's the best answer that I can give you, I guess you can say. So yeah. But okay, so that's it as far as the king. Did you have any other questions on the king?
No.
Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna. Oh, okay. So one more piece before we get into that. So this piece is the knights. So knights are able to move in 7 or L shapes, and then knights are worth a total of 3 points. Oh, hold on. We have another piece to go over now that I think about it. But okay. So anyways, so yeah. Knights move in L or 7 shapes, which is a total of 3 squares. So they can move up 2 squares over 1, or up 1 square over 2, or, but as long as it's a total of 3 moves, and then up 1, 2, or, however you want to go about it. And so to attack saying that we haven't went over that piece yet. To go over the bishop on C3, all it has to do is move down 2 squares and then over 1 and attack. And also knights are able to jump over pieces. So let's say that this knight on F4 wants to move to G2, it's able to jump over and move there. Or it can come this way as well and jump over. Did you have any questions on that?
No.
Okay. So now we have to go over the rook. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to make sure that we haven't already went over it, but I don't think that we did.
We didn't, because now that I'm thinking about it, we didn't. We went over all the other pieces. We went over the pawns, the queen, the king, the bishop, and the knight. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, so then after we go over the rook, I'm going to show you castling, CPR, and we're going to run through a few other things, and then after that, then we're going to go ahead and set you up at chess.com so that we can play our own game, okay? So now with rooks, they are worth a total of 5 points. And so they move vertically as well as horizontally. And if you've noticed, they're on each of the outside corners of the board. So A1, H1, H8, and then A as well. And they attack in the same way that they move. So the only piece that attacks differently from how it moves is the pawn. So let's say that I wanted to attack the pawn on A2 with the rook on A8. I'm able to do that simply by going, white goes first. So, let's say that I wanted to attack the pawn on H7 using the rook on H1. I can do that by moving directly down and capturing it. Okay, and then let's say I wanted to capture again this pawn on A2 with the rook on A8. Simply move straight down. They can also attack horizontally. So if I wanted to attack the pawn on G7, I can do that by moving sideways. And then if I wanted to attack on B2, I can do that as well. And then just to attack these pawns, the rooks, I can move the white rook on A1 to H8 and capture it this way. And then I can move the rook on G7 down to G2, move the rook on B2 to G2 and capture it that way. And then So pretty straightforward once again, and then the rooks are worth a total of 5 points. So do you have any questions on that?
No.
Okay, so just to reiterate the points, pawns are worth 1 point, the bishop is worth 3, the knight is worth 3 as well, the rook is worth 5, and then the queen is worth 9. So do you have any questions on anything that I've said or any of the pieces or anything like that before we dive a little bit deeper into chess?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and close out these tabs really quickly. Just to keep a low. Well, I guess I can do that later. Okay, so went over all of that. Now let me do the castle. And this as well. Okay, so now we're gonna go over castle. Actually, no, we're gonna go over CPR first. So CPR stands for capture, protect, and retreat, or run, however you want to remember it. And so CPR is pretty much what you do when you're in check. And do you know what check means?
Checkmate?
Just check.
Oh, no.
Okay, so check is when you are when your king is attacked, but they still have a way to get out of the check. Checkmate is when the game is over. There's nowhere else for them to move. And so when you're in check, like when your king is being attacked or threatened, or however you want to say it, you always want to run through CPR. So C first, P next, R last. So capture, protect, and then retreat. Now, this is a way to protect your king. This is a way to protect your king. However, there are a few rules as far as this. But yeah, so let me just go ahead and get into that really quickly. Okay, so this is what we call castling. Now, castling is when like I said, it's pretty much a way of protecting your king. And so you do that by moving. So, okay, there's queen side castling as well as king side. So the white side of the board is queen side castling because it's moving over to the queen side. And then the black side of the board, or the black pieces, I guess, that's king side of castling because it's on the king side of the board. So with that being said, the way that you castle with the king, or on the queen side of the board, is the king moves over 1, 2 squares. And then because we're on the computer, the rook moves itself, but the rook moves over 1, 2, 3 squares as well. Okay. And so with that being said, also, if you've noticed, there are the 4 pawns sitting in front, and that's pretty much just to protect the king as well. Because, okay, so if these pawns weren't here, then, it's kind of useless, but not necessarily useless, but, it's not as protective as it could be. So you like to keep the pawns right there as well as the rook to defend the king on all sides. Okay. And so then with the king side of board castling, the king moves over 1, 2 squares, and then the rook moves over 1, 2 squares. Also, if you saw me looking down, sorry, I was looking at my notes, just making sure that I was explaining it right and everything like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And so now I'm going to go into the rules of castling just to make sure that, you know the rules. So one of the rules is you cannot castle if you have already moved your king. Okay, so you can't castle if you've already moved your king. You can't castle if you've already moved your rook. And because there are 2 rooks, you can castle on either side of the board. But if you moved your rook on A1, then you are forced to castle on H1. Okay. And then another rule is you cannot.
Nothing. I was here.
Okay, so then another rule is you cannot castle yourself into check, meaning that you cannot, if you're moving, you cannot put yourself in danger, pretty much. If you're castling, you cannot put yourself in danger. And that's another thing that I meant to go over as well when I was going over the king. In any move that you make with the king, you cannot put yourself in check or checkmate for that matter. Also, you cannot. Okay, so let me see. Let me see. I'm just trying to make sure I name all of them. Also, you cannot you cannot castle if you're already in check. So you can't castle to get yourself out of check. Okay, so you can't castle yourself into check. You can't castle yourself out of check. You can't castle if you moved your king. You can't castle if you moved your rook. And let me see. I feel like I'm missing another one, but I think I'm good. Yeah, you can't castle if you moved your king. You can't castle if you moved your rook. You can't castle yourself into check, and then you can't castle yourself out of check. Okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions on that?
No.
So now what we're gonna go over is what we call the scholar's mate. So as you can see, these are all the pieces lined up. Everything. This is what a genuine chessboard looks like. I guess you could say genuine. But so yeah, this is what a chessboard looks like. So I'm gonna show you a quick way. It's pretty much an opening that leads to a checkmate. And then I'm gonna show you how to do it as well as how to I guess avoid it. So, and it's also done on the white side of the board. For black side, it's a little bit different. So yeah. But so the pawn on e2 is going to move from e2 to e4. Then the pawn on e7 is going to move from e7 to e5. And then this allows the bishop, it creates an opening, sorry, for the bishop and the queen. So the bishop is going to move from f1 to c4 all the way. Oh, well, it's going to move from f1 to c4, sorry. And so then the knight moves from b8 to c6. Okay. And then the queen moves from d1 to h5. Okay. And so then after that, let's say the black moves their knight again out from g8 to f6. Okay, so this right here is checkmate. And so I'm just, trying to that you understand why. Do you know why this is checkmate, I guess?
No.
Okay. So, remember the queen moves side to side, up and down, as well as diagonally. And the king can only move one square at a time. So, if the king, running through CPR, what does the C stand for again, if you remember?
The C stands for capture.
Correct. So if I wanted to capture the queen, I can't do that because the bishop is it would still be attacking the king. And that's another thing too. Most experienced chess players will tell you that when you're playing chess, you always want to defend, like have a line of defense for your pieces. Okay. But yeah, so if you try to capture the queen, the bishop is still standing right there. So then protect, there is no way for the king to be protected in this scenario. So then we would go to R, which is run or retreat. So it cannot move from E8 to E7 simply because the queen also moves side to side. So that is checkmate. Okay?
May I please? I'm going to go use the restroom really quick.
Okay. Let me just go ahead and stop screen sharing. Let me see. I guess I can talk to y'all. Y'all ain't even commenting. But let's see here. Yeah, but yeah, if y'all have any questions, any comments, anything, if you guys want to have a one-on-one with me, regardless of if, you guys want me to teach you chess, if you guys want to play a game with me, if you guys want to, it doesn't matter. If you guys, want to have a one-on-one game, anything, just comment it or reach out to me personally. And we can definitely set it up because I'm definitely open to, having games and stuff like that or, anything. Also, like I told Zaria, I know that I talk a little fast. I'm trying to work on that. But yeah, so if you guys think I'm talking too fast or, running through anything, especially when it's just, one-on-ones, like me and the viewers and everything, make sure that you guys, comment that or make it known so that I can kind of slow down a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day today and everything. Let me see. Okay, she's back. Okay. So yeah, we went over the scholar's mate. We went over the king, the queen, the bishop, the rook, the knight, the pawns. We went over the board. And so that's pretty much it as far as like the basics and everything with chess. So do you have any questions before me and you actually start our own game?
No.
Okay. So So let me go ahead and close out all of these tabs really quickly. Do you have a chess.com account already?
No, I do not.
Okay. So, can you go to another tab in your browser and then just type in chess.com?
Yes. Is it chess.com or chess.org?
.com.
Okay. To be honest, I'm using my school computer, so I cannot log in.
It won't let you, or?
Yeah, it says restricted.
Oh, dang.
Well, what is it? It's called chess.com.
Mm-hmm. Are you using Google Chrome right now?
I'm using Google.
Okay, try using Microsoft Edge if it's on there. Because if it
not.
is, oh, okay.
It's not. Well,
I was
what is
gonna say, well,
it? Chess.com? Chess. Is it chess? Play chess online, free chess games at chess.com.
yeah.
Okay, well, that's just restricted.
Okay.
Let's
Well,
see. Ooh, I think the login works, but I don't have a login.
okay. Here, can you come back to the StreamYard and then share your screen? Like, come back to our screen.
Oh, yes. Let me share really quick. Share screen. Share screen. Share screen. When I am doing.
Hey, Aja. I'm gonna have her log out and come log in on my work computer so that she can do all the other stuff.
Okay.
All right. Log out, and then you can come use my work computer.
Leave studio.
Okay. So let me see what else. I'm trying to I want to make it interesting to you guys too. And so it's kind of brought to my attention that y'all don't really know me like that because I haven't, when I do my Pushin Pawns and everything like that, I kind of try to, keep it strictly Pushin Pawns. So I guess I can give y'all a little bit of background on me. I did the first day that we sorry, I have hiccups, but I did kind of give a little bit of background about myself the first day that we did Pushin Pawns, but I haven't really given you guys much after that. So I'm gonna give you guys just a little bit of background about me while we're waiting on Zaria. So let's see, I am a senior in high school. Hopefully next year, if everything goes right, goes according to plan, I will be going to either Prairie View or Houston Community College and then transferring to Prairie View within a year or 2 years. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a pediatric nurse practitioner, to be specific. I don't know. I am not good at talking, about myself or really talking in general. Let me see. I have 3 siblings. I'm not gonna tell you what school I go to. That I do not like telling people what school I go to. It's embarrassing. Everybody, okay, she's back. Okay, let me add her to the stream.
Okay. And you said you need to be on
chess.com? Yes.
These tabs on the end are yours. Please don't close my tabs.
Okay.
All right.
Goodbye.
I'm not going anywhere.
Can you tell me your sitting photo, please? Miss Aja, is it supposed to be? Can I share my screen to show her? Is this the right app, Miss Saoirse?
Yes, that's the right app. That's doing too much because I have too many screens open. Chess.com. What does she need to do next?
So pretty much set up an account. So
Let me do this for you real quick so you guys can get going. Sit up.
Go.
2011. Okay, the account is created.
okay, and then can you go to her email to pretty much, I think it's like a verification kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay, so so you went through and did all that?
Yep, activated the account. Yes.
Okay. So can you tell me what her name and everything?
Zaria T.
Right. You said it's Zaria T.
Yes. Notification. So did you see where it came up right here?
Yes.
Alright, so I'm just gonna move the screen.
Okay. So now we're gonna play our own game, and this is a timed game. I didn't mean to have it timed, but so yeah, it is a timed game. And so you are white, so you're gonna start, Zaria. Okay. And just so you know, I like to tell people this all the time. I am not the best chess player, so you know.
I'm not a good
Just wanna
chess
put that out
player
there.
at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on.
Did you move?
Great. Yeah, I did. And two, I'm kind of trying to uphold I guess a rule that we kind of have at Macam, I guess, which is touch move. And so even though we're on a computer, even though I'm, you know, technically I'm not touching the pieces, but technically I am. If I touch the piece, I'm trying to move it. You know, I'm pretty sure it's not just strictly with Macam. I'm pretty sure it's with everybody. But it is your turn too. I don't know if you.
Did you say that the queens can move any number of squares they want in any direction?
Yes.
But you have to pay attention because if you move right there.
I was gonna move right here and get her queen.
Huh?
I was gonna move right here and get her queen.
You can't do that. It shows you.
too that you are thinking about your moves and stuff like that before you make them as well, so that you do make, the best decisions as far as moves.
Cookies.
Because as in addition to, chess and everything like that, because you were at our workshops, weren't you? Or at least one of them?
I have a what?
Did you
I
go
was
to our
at a
workshop?
The chess workshop. Me and my brother. Yes.
Yeah. So if you remember, we kind of try to like to tie chess into life. And so with that, with you thinking about your chess moves, that also helps you think about, the decisions that you make in life as far as, is this good? Should I do this? Should I not? Kind of thing. So yeah. I
Oh
pretty much
wait, the time is still going.
Yeah, because I just moved. So
Oh wait, what? You trying to distract me?
no, I'm sorry. I wasn't. I was trying to applaud you. My bad. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see.
Okay. Actually, no, because you can take my pawn.
Honestly, that was a good move because now you forced me to move my piece without you necessarily being under attack. Because then too, with chess, you want to think about fair. Okay, it is your timer's going, but you have to, think about fair exchange as far as numerically. So,
Shoot.
A pawn for a knight isn't necessarily equal. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see that.
Can a knight capture a queen?
Depending on, yeah, it can, yeah, just as long as.
I'm gonna knock you out.
And so too, I'm not gonna do this. Like I've seen it already. I just kind of want to make you aware of it. If I move my bishop on F8 to the square on 3, I would be attacking your king, and I'm pretty sure that would be checkmate. So just as a heads up, if I was you, I would kind of try to move him a little bit out of the way.
Why you take my queen?
Girl, you can't just be putting it out like that. You gotta.
Take my queen.
And that's the thing too. I'm kind of more of a, I guess I would say I'm more of an offensive player. I kind of do go for attacking rather than protecting. Like, I make sure that my pieces are protected, but I'm more of an attacker. I don't know. That's just how I play.
All right, is my timer going? How come I can't take your bishop?
Because pawns attack diagonally.
Oh yeah.
When it's my turn, I'm gonna let my timer run down a little bit too, just so that we can have more of an equal playing field. Because I do
I'm trying to go forward.
You can move forward because I'm in your way. So the pawn on F4 can't move pretty much. Okay. Unless I move my
How many squares can a bishop move?
As far as it wants to, as many squares as it can.
Which means diagonally. So it was right here.
And then too, if you've noticed on the bishop, the queen and the rook, they have kind of like the ridges that show how they move to a certain extent.
You have 11 of my pieces?
Well, I have 11 points because I have your queen, which is 9. I have your pawn, which is 10, and I have a knight, which is 3 more, so that's 13. But then you have 2 of my pawns, which subtracts 2, which is why I have 11. So technically, I have 11 more points than you. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to run my timer down too. Next time you move, I'm gonna run my.
Oh, it's my turn to move now. Okay.
And I didn't even realize when I was telling you about castling, I forgot to because I castled on the queen side, so I needed to have enough there, but
Cheers.
so I'm kind of just gonna talk a little bit, just so like I said, I can run my timer down because I want it to be as even as possible. Because I keep forgetting to when I like send you games or send people games to remove the timer, but every time I send it, I always forget. So let it run down so that we have, more of an equal playing field. But as far as like, today, like, have I been talking too fast or have I been clear and everything?
No.
Okay, because I'm just, I've been told that I talk really fast and sometimes I'm not really the clearest because of how fast. So I've been trying to monitor that and keep it under wraps and everything. But like I said, if I do start talking too fast, let me know and I'll slow it down for you. Okay? Yeah, I think I'm gonna start to develop my pieces. So with that, pretty much, I just mean like getting all of my power pieces out. Because I still do have a few power pieces that are kind of under. Still trying to get this timer to run. It's taking a long time. So okay, now that you already knew about the pieces and everything like that, but what piece would you say is your favorite and why?
My favorite piece? My favorite piece would be the queen, just because it can move any number of squares it wants to. Any
That's
number of
honestly a lot
squares
of people's. Huh?
it wants to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a lot of people's favorite piece, honestly, really. But it makes sense though. And plus it's the second highest. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. It's worth the second most amount of in the game. So let's see here. I'll give it like a minute and 20 more seconds so that we can. I think honestly, my favorite piece would probably be the rook. And like, I don't know, every time I say that, people are like, what? Like, why the rook? But to me, like, I don't know. It's a basic, but I like it. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I like the rook though. And I like the knight as well. I like the queen, of course, but my favorite would probably be either the knight or the rook. And the knight, just because it's unique. No other piece moves like that. And is able to jump over other pieces as well. So
The rook?
the knight.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, the knight. The only thing with the knight is you have to watch it because the knight is very sneaky because you kind of forget how it moves. So you have to watch your move as well as your that you're not, slipping up. I guess you could say.
Can you stop sitting on the chair like that?
Give it like 10 more, and then I'll move.
A few more seconds. Go.
Okay, so and just so that you're clear now, you're in check. And so with check, you always want to run through CPR first. Capture, protect, retreat, or run. So the first one should be capture. Yeah.
Wait,
If
how
you
am I?
capture, then you have to.
Am I supposed to move my king?
Yeah. Well, Yeah, you have to run through CPR first. Or you don't have to, but it's advised to run through CPR
I
first.
don't know how to run through CPR, to be honest.
Listen, she was just telling you.
So try to capture my piece, and if you can't capture it, then try to protect your king. And if you can't protect your king, then try to run. Your last resort would be to run.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and that was a good move too. Because if I did allow you to take my piece, then you would be up more points. Not more than me, I don't think. Yeah, no, you wouldn't be up more than me, but still you would have a greater exchange than I did.
No. No. Junior.
Did you move?
Yeah, it's your turn again.
Oh, okay. Dang.
One more.
Yay.
And just so you know, we do have like 8 more minutes, something like that. Oh, I can't do that. That was a good move too. You make very good like strategic moves.
I was finna attack your queen just by moving diagonally like this, but.
It's your turn again too.
Well, you're moving the same piece again.
So I can actually go over if she doesn't move this.
And I'm just curious. Also, it is your timer's running. But are you virtual or are you in person?
Can you
Like
put it to the board? It's your turn.
I'm homeschool.
oh,
Oh, and there's a piece that.
Why didn't you capture it?
There was a dot right there. I can see.
Because you could capture it.
okay. I'm sorry. I did not realize that was checkmate. I knew it was check, but I didn't realize it was checkmate. My bad. But okay. So and so another thing is with chess, well, with this website itself, it tells you how you can, like, it gives you a game report and analysis and stuff like that, just so that you can kind of see, you know, how you played overall. And so, can you, like, look back at the StreamYard so that you can see, like, you can see my screen? I'm gonna go a little bit. Actually, I don't know if I clicked the right thing. Okay, so are you looking at my screen?
Yes.
Okay. And so now, like I was saying, it pretty much gives you like a kind of rundown. Oh dang, I didn't realize that was gonna take me to another screen. But it gives you like a rundown of how the game went and then like different things that you could have done. And so, like, for example, it says that I made one mistake. And so now I'm trying to see what that mistake was. Well, I mean, we don't really have to go into that, but yeah, so like I said though, you make very good moves. Like the moves that you make, you think them out and stuff like that. And that's like I was saying too, that's really good. Because you know, monitor what you're doing so that you can make sure that you're making the possible moves like that. So, but yeah, okay, so we don't have time to do another game. But were we gonna have another session on Monday?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, and then 4:30, right?
No, you don't.
4:30?
No, we can't do Monday. She has an evening class on Monday.
Okay. So then to my viewers, I will be back at 7 o'clock p.m. on Monday. But not with Zarya this time. But okay, so I mean, we're ending a little bit early, but you know, like I said, I didn't realize that was checkmate. I apologize. I meant to wait a little bit longer. But yeah, like I said, you did a really good job, and it was really nice meeting you. And yeah, and I guess we'll be in touch. So yeah.
Okay. Bye.
So you have a good bye. Have a good rest of your day. Of course, thank you. Okay. So, and then to my viewers, I just want to say once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys, for I just said that, but thank y'all for tuning in. I will see y'all again on Monday. Like I said, y'all come on, send me some invites, send me something like comment, do something. Y'all don't even be saying that. It's like, no, but once again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for all the support. And I will see y'all on Monday. So yeah, have a good rest of your day. Bye guys.